Hello everyone, Tarsis here back with another Silverandblood video. As you can see, I'm broke right now. But anyways, for this video, we are gonna talk about Transcendent Jestel. As an overview, Jestel is a tank that does continuous damage and has the ability to reflect a portion of the damage, but there is a cap which is her HP. To further understand, let's go over skills, resonance effects, echo blessings, as well as artifact recommendations. Then later, I will showcase some PvP attempts as well as PvE usage as I was pushing chapter 20 lately with her. And so without further ado, let's get straight into it. So here we have Transcendent Jestel. She's from the Bloodborne faction, uses heavy equipment, a defender, new moon, and does physical damage. Additionally, she is an initiate to the Silver Moon synergy, locking her spot as the main new moon for this team. Now let's talk about her skills. First, her basic attack, Residual Hit. This is a fan-shaped basic attack which is able to deal physical damage to all of those who are within its range. Next, her special, Scorched Corridor. At the beginning of the battle, Jestel jumps or leaps ahead, ideally behind one of the enemies, placing her directly in the middle of the enemy lines. This deals physical damage and applies a stack of continuous damage, Magma Scald. Magma Scald is a physical continuous damage that deals damage every 2 seconds. Additionally, this increases all the continuous damage effect applied to those who are affected. Since this is a unique continuous damage effect, this won't be converted like the generic one being Bleed. Now we have her ultimate Scorched Earth Execution Domain, which she leaps to a target direction and deals physical damage upon landing. She then channels for 12 seconds and continuously deals damage to the surrounding area. Additionally, while channeling, she reflects a portion of the damage she takes, and this is capped up to 50% of her max HP, and she will inflict a stack of Magma Scald in the process. Lastly, her talent, Immortal Lava. For every Silver Moon vassal on the field except for herself, she gains a stack of Immortality for each. Immortality immediately restores 100% of her max HP upon taking lethal damage, as well as gaining invisibility for the next 6 seconds. Afterwards, she will remove a stack of Immortality. Keep in mind that this stacks on top of Blooming Impulse as Soul Guard. Now let's move on to her Resonantia effects. For Resonantia 1, Jestel gains control immunity as long as she has Immortality stacks. For Resonantia 5, she applies 1 stack of Magma Scald to surrounding enemies every 10 seconds and also increases the damage of Magma Scald by a certain percentage. Resonantia 7 makes Magma Scald dispel a buff whenever it does damage to those who are affected. Once more, let's go back to the skills, but this time for the upgrades. Since she relies mostly on her continuous damage effect, we just focus on upgrading her ultimate. Since upgrading ultimate means you increase the percentage of damage reflect, and her special and basic attack doesn't matter, but they can be handy if you need extra BP for pushing campaign stages. Next, for Echo Blessings, ideal blessings are all damage reduction and blood soul recovery, and pretty much anything else aside from magic damage bonus. Lastly, for artifacts, either go for Fruit of Immortality for damage reduction or Poseidon's Call for extra damage. Now let's go over with her showcase for both PvP and PvE. So overall, Transcendent Gestel is an incredible tank by being able to mitigate damage and reflect them towards those who attack her. Additionally, her continuous damage effect improves the effectivity of other continuous damage effects, making her a must for the Silver Moon synergy. In terms of getting duplicates for Resonantia, it doesn't really matter unless you can go up to Spirit Siphon 7, which arguably is too much already. And she will be used mostly for PvP just to counter enemy buffs. So I think you can just keep her at her base copy and call it a day. Anyways, that's all for me in this video. Leave a like and sub if you learned something. For written guides, do check out my spreadsheet or the guides in pridemode.gg. Both are linked in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.